Another common question that comes up all the time, I'm sure you hear about it from people reaching out to you, seeking your expertise, as well as in your operator role itself. What is the right level of investment into CS?
I think, for me, I guess I think about it in a couple of different ways. From investment, you can look at it purely like the dollars you want to spend. Sometimes you can look at it as percentage of ARR. Professional services, you've got different ways you want to look at that investment. So that's one way I can talk about it. I know Abbas has got good insights on the percentage of investment and how he thinks about that. I then also think about it in terms of investment in the different areas of how we want to support customers. So, what's the dedicated hands-on support that we need to provide to customers? What's the way in which we can pool resources and investment and a way to reach customers? And then how are we investing digitally? So that's the other way I also think about it. And that's dependent on different areas of the business and what's the level of touch and experience. So I kind of look at the two vectors, like the pure numbers way, and then what's the models we need to have to support the business across all the different functions you saw earlier slide of the different roles you can have as part of customer success.
I think the functional piece is really interesting, right? Because you can think about the customer journey is really driving that. It's well, forget the numbers, right? Ultimately, if we're not doing a great job making our customers successful, the numbers stop to matter, right? You don't have a business, essentially, right? So having the customer journey to map out and really thinking about the functional things that you need is really important, right? So this is something that you saw at GitHub, with adding in the layers. It's something they're continuing to add into on the Notion side as well. From my standpoint, I very commonly get asked a question, I'm sure a number of you do here as well, is how much should we spend, right? Ultimately, a lot of folks who are here at this event are business leaders within their organizations. And so I get asked the question all the time. And so for those who've interacted with me before, you'll know that I have no shortage of opinions, and I'm also not shy about sharing them. So I actually have a very specific number. So I tell companies all the time, 10%, that's the number. You have 10% of your revenue that you can spend on all things post-sales. And I can debate what's in there or not in terms of the menu we talk about, but ultimately, if you're going to run a business that can raise money effectively, that is Rule of 40, that can go public, whatever scale you're looking at, if you're spending more than 10%, you better have a damn good reason for why you're doing it.